This is going to be another Vinyl Finds. It's been a while since my last video. It's been, I think, about 3.5 months, I want to say. Yeah, a big part of that was, I don't want to get too personal, but a big part of that was, I guess, 3 months ago now, I got COVID. And then maybe a few weeks after testing negative, I got COVID again. So that kind of put the damper on stuff, and I'm feeling a lot of COVID after effects. So I tried doing a video and I sounded real congested and my throat sounded real weak. So hopefully I don't sound too bad in this. And then other than that, I've just been busy. I saw Syphil Fingers in concert, which I uploaded footage of. And I think that's where I got COVID the first time, because I was right up in front. I saw Elvis Castello again in concert, which was really good. He opened for Daryl Hall, which is kind of weird. It makes sense because Elvis did backup, or not Elvis, Daryl Hall did backup vocals on the Elvis Castello record from '84 called Goodbye Cruel World, which is the album after Punch the Clock. It's not very good. But it was still kind of odd, and we left after Elvis Costello. We didn't stay for Daryl Hall. I don't like Hall & Oates, but Elvis Costello is great. The first time I saw him, he only did stuff off the first 3 albums, and then the newest album, Boy Named If. And this time he did stuff off Get Happy, and he did Clubland off Trust, which was really good. It was kind of an acoustic-y version with a Spanish guitar, and then he transitioned into a cover Ghost Town by the Specials, which was really cool. He did I Can't Stand Up for Falling Down, and High Fidelity, and Every Day I Write the Book, and it was a good show. And then, sorry, my throat's kind of rough, like I said, so hopefully I won't be coughing or anything. But and then I sold at some flea markets. I DJ'd at a flea market, had a birthday, took a trip to Portland. So there's just been a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully I'll be back on the regular doing videos. A lot of this stuff is build up. I have a couple Vinyl Finds worth of records around me, probably. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of those. Anyway, the first one is VCLT from Vinyl Richie. This is Wall of Voodoo. I think it's I don't know if it's their first release, but I think it's their first 12-inch. And this came out 79, 80, I want to say. Yeah, 1980 on IRS. And this is really cool. I had another Wall of Voodoo record. I think one of their later ones. I traded it in, actually, because there was something else I wanted at the record store, and it wasn't bad. It just didn't really grab me, but this really grabbed me. It's really weird. In a great way. The first song, Long Arm, kind of reminds me of a 80s-y Residence, but a more kind of commercial version. And then The Passenger, not the Iggy Pop Passenger, and Can't Make Love are kind of, I don't know, kind of have a more demented, that's maybe too strong, we're more sinister sounding 80s Sparks sound. And then the last song, Ring of Fire, cover that's really good. But in between everything, there's these weird little instrumental passages, and it'll be like synth sounds, and one of them is synth sounds and bubble sound effects and a woman moaning. One of them is synth sounds and a telephone ring, just kind of weird, cool stuff like that. So I really dug this. So thank you very much to Vinyl Richie. I'll definitely be getting more early Wall of Voodoo if it sounds like this. So thank you very much to him. Okay, 45s. Mm. Okay, 45s. The first one is, I've been looking for this for a while. Starry Eyes by, I mean, it's not a rare 45, but you just, I've never seen it. Starry Eyes by the Records. This came out. Okay, 45s. This first one is Starry Eyes by the Records. This came out 79 on, maybe, no, I think 79 on Virgin. And I think this is, I shouldn't say the best, but my favorite British power pop song of all time. This song is incredible. This is kind of weird. It's a promo copy. So one, it doesn't have, the regular B-side is supposed to be Paint Her Face. But this is Starry Eyes in stereo and mono, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I love this song. Starry Eyes by the Records. This one, I kind of have a hard time describing. Monochrome set. This is Alphaville, and He's Frank, which is a song I like a lot. This came out, I think, also 79 on... It's weird, it's like a split or a joint thing between IRS and Rough Trade. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this is really good. It's kind of... I mean, they're, you know, late 70s, kind of early 80s. I don't want to say post-punk. But they take a lot of influence from surf stuff. And I kind of hear an influence of some of the darker 60s stuff. Like, it doesn't... They don't sound like Lee Hazelwood, but they're kind of influenced by that darker sort of sound. The singer's very Lou Reedy sounding. Anyway, yeah, this is really good. Monochrome set. This one was a big hole. This is Girl Trouble Plays. I think after this I'm missing 2 Girl Trouble split 45s and then a 45 box set they're in, and then I'll have every 45 they put out, or every single or 7-inch or whatever you want to say. But this is 2 45s on Sympathy for the Record Industry. This came out 92. And Sympathy was the label. They had the Makers for a while. The Mummies were on it for a little while. Oh, it's where the White Stripes started out. That was the first label they were on. But this is all covers of Elvis songs from Elvis movies. So they do Girls, 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 Kissin' Cousins, Spin Out, and Viva Las Vegas. So yeah, that's really cool. Their cover of Spin Out is really good, and I've seen them do that live a few times, and I think that's kind of a regular part of their live set. So yeah, Girl Trouble Plays. This one was really cheap, and I didn't have anything by them. Teenage Head, Let's Shake new version, and I Want to Love You live version, and this is pretty good. I mean, I wasn't blown away, but I like this, so I'm going to try to find some Teenage Head albums. And this is 78 on... It's on... I think it was on a weird... Yeah, it's on Attic. I've never seen that label before. So... this one's really cool. And it was a little spendy for me for a reissue of 45, but it's one of those things where... I'm never going to own an original because it's so expensive, and when is it going to get reissued? It's so, I don't want to say, I guess it is obscure, but so weird, and if it gets reissued at all again, it's probably going to be a long time. And that's The Chosen Few, The Joke's on Us. This is really good, kind of garagey, lo-fi, Killed by Death sort of Australian punk. I think this came out 78. This is limited edition reissue. Mine is 403 out of 500, and Discog says it's an official release. It really looks like a bootleg. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is really good. I think I first heard it on, I don't know if it's on Bloodstains Across Australia or if it's on the Where Birdmen Flew comps. I don't have any of those, but I heard it on YouTube on one of those. And it comes with this little insert sort of thing with lyrics and whatever. So, The Chosen Few. This one I was really excited about. I went to this record store in Olympia, Washington called Rainy Day Records, which is one of my favorite record stores locally. And they'd gotten in a bunch of Punk 45s, and like they'd gotten in original of Survive by the Bags. They got an original of The Accident, Kill the Bee Gees. And you know, that I can't afford that stuff, but it's cool to see. But they have a dollar section, and I went over to the dollar section, and this was the first thing there. It was just sitting out, Weathered Statues by TSOL. I left the price tag on 98 cents, actually. I don't know why this was there. It was, you know, the sleeves kind of tattered. The record has some scuffing, but it plays all the way fine. You know, there's surface noise, but I mean, it's not warped. It's not, you think it's a, you know, $35, $40, $45 single. You think they could have gotten 10, 15 out of it. But I was happy to find it for $1. So TSOL, Weathered Statues. This has probably my favorite TSOL song on it. Word Is, which is kind of a, it's not, you know, like their normal sound. But anyway, TSOL. This one's pretty cool. The Specials, Specials, aka Too Much Too Young live, and then they also do Guns of Navarro, and then Skinhead Symphony, which is Long Shot, Kick the Bucket, Liquidator, and Moonhead Stomp. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's on that injection molded two-tone. This one, again, was one that was really cheap, and I kind of said I've hated the song. I shouldn't say hate. I didn't like it, but it's grown on me. And that's Yellow Dog. Wait Until Midnight, backed with Down at the Vortex. And this came out, I think, 78 too on Virgin. And it's weird. You'd think it'd be yellow. It's more of a kind of an ambery orange sort of color. I don't know how well that's showing up. But yeah, it's grown on me. I'll say that. And it was cheap that I thought, oh, I'll get this. Why not? And then the last one is Buffalo Stance, Nina Cherry. This came out, 88 on, I think, also Virgin. And the B-side is Remix. So, Buffalo Stance. I got about 7 records here I'm going to show. I don't want this to be too long, so I might not show all of them. But first one is One of Wonders, Elgin Avenue Breakdown Revisited. This came out, I think, 2015 for Record Store Day. Yeah, this is really cool. I saw this in the Clash section, and I think it was pretty cheap for 2 LPs. I think it was 22 or something like that. But it said Revisited, so I thought, is that, you know, it's got to be re-recordings or something weird like that. So I didn't get it, and I talked to my friend later that day, and he said, oh yeah, I have that on CD, and that's the normal version. So I went back to the record store the next day, and they still had it, and I'm really, really happy I got it. This is really good. The first record is studio stuff. I think that stuff came out on a bootleg with white cover in the early 80s. And the second LP is a bunch of live recordings. But yeah, this is really good. Just really good, just good rock and pub rock. I'm not doing a good job of explaining that, but I feel a little rusty after not doing this for a few months, and hopefully my throat or whatever doesn't sound too, I don't sound too stuffed up. But anyway, yeah, this is really good. Joe Strummer's first band, I don't think I said that. I think most people know that. Let's Get a Bit Rockin', Silent Telephone, Motorboy's Motor, 5-Star Rock and Roll Petrol, Surf City. Surf City is so good. And then Steam Gauge 99. The one thing I don't like is that it's an alternate version of Keys to Your Heart. It's not the normal single version. It's faster, and it's not as good. And if I'm sitting down to listen to them, I want to hear the regular version of Keys to Your Heart. So I was a little disappointed by that. I wish they would have left it's called version 2. I wish they would have left that as a bonus track or something they released later, but not on this. But yeah, other than that, this is fantastic. He does a really good, or it's not just Joe Strummer, but they do a really good cover of Gloria, which is like it's on the live stuff, and it's like a 7-minute version, and he starts talking to the audience, and he doesn't really know where he's going. He starts talking about every man and every woman, and he kind of almost like confuses himself, but that audience interaction is so prominent, I guess. Prominent, I don't know. It happens a lot when you see, footage of the Clash, him, shouting stuff to the audience, that it's kind of cool to see where that started, and how he's not very good at it yet. But yeah, this is really great. 101. This one is a bootleg I ordered off eBay. Elvis Castello Deluxe. This, I think, was recorded 79. I don't know if it came out 79, but it's basically live versions of almost everything that was on the Get Happy album. The cover is really this kind of thin cardstock. That's a cool image. And it's just opens. But yeah, this is, it's an audience recording, so it's not going to sound the greatest. But the performance is really good. Get Happy kind of has, I love Get Happy, but it has that kind of Motown-y mixed with new wave production sound. The versions on here are a lot more punchier, a lot more powerful. Both are good. Get Happy is one of my favorite records ever, but it's kind of interesting to hear these songs before that, I guess. I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, and it's just on a white blank label. The next one is a record. I have it on CD, and I kind of wanted to hold out for an original, and I thought, I'll just get one. And I was really happy with this reissue. Johnny Thunder's So Alone. Sometimes when you get a reissue, they don't do it exactly right. There's, okay, the next one is Johnny Thunder's So Alone. I've had this on CD for quite a while. The CD has some bonus tracks, and I really wanted an original just because I would probably put this in my favorite albums ever. But, originals were kind of hard to find, and I just thought, I'll just get a reissue. And I was really happy with this reissue. Sometimes you get a reissue and they don't do everything right, like the photo quality on the cover's off, or they use a different label, or you don't get the cool inner sleeve that the original came with. I just bought a Steve Bader's reissue of Disconnected that has some bonus tracks on Munster. It's a really nice reissue, but it annoyed me because it doesn't have the original cool inner sleeve with pictures. Anyway, this is on Rhino, and this is a really nice reissue. The covers, looks exactly like the original. They have the inner sleeve with the rounded corners, which I thought was pretty cool. And it is on red vinyl, but it is on that Real Records label. So I was pretty happy about that. And it came with, I kept the hype sticker. I don't know where I put that, but it came with this little postcard sort of info thing. Anyway, I think everyone knows about this record. This is one of my favorite albums ever. Side 1, Pipeline, Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory, Great Big Kiss, Ask Me No Questions, Leave Me Alone. Anyway, Johnny Thunders. There's not much to say about that because it's Johnny Thunders, But on that same kick, I went ahead and bought this. LAMF Lost 77 remixes kind of seems the way to go because obviously I'm not getting an original. Yeah, and this is another one. I don't know what to say. It's just, I think, one of the best rock and roll records ever. Born to Lose, Baby Talk, All By Myself, I Want to Be Loved. I will say I like I have the Yonkers Demos album, and I like the version of I Want to Be Loved more on that. But yeah, Chinese Rocks, Get Off the Phone, Pirate Love, One Track Mind, Can't Keep My Eyes Off You. I think they do the best version I've ever heard of Do You Love Me. Better than the original and better than the Sonics, in my opinion. Yeah, just one of the best rock and roll records ever. LAMF. That was a big hole. And this one really surprised me. My friend has been telling me to get into them, and I think Ryan Kidd had this record playing in the background, and it was really cheap in really nice condition. Got a little corner bend. But Booker T and the MGs doing our thing. I didn't really think I could get this into an instrumental record. And I can't really name any songs. But this is probably the one I've played the most out of all of these. This came out 68 on Stax. And it's just fantastic. Got that cool Stax label. So anyway, I don't have much to say about this one, I guess, but Booker T and the MGs. And then the last one is, or the last one I'll show is, I'll just show it. I was going to give a little speech, but Atomizer, Big Black. I like this album. It's not, it's not something I can listen to all the time. You have to be in the mood. And when you're in the mood, it sounds really good. And when you aren't, you do not want to hear it. Kind of like The Residents for me. It's like a musical palate cleanser almost. But I saw this reissue, I think a couple days after Steve Albini died. And I thought, I kind of wanted to get the other one that has the cover of the model. But this is really good. Obviously, Jordan, Minnesota and Kerosene. But I think my favorite off this is a song called Bazooka Joe, which is really good. And then it ends with a really good live song called Cables. So anyway, I can't, this isn't going to be playing, every other day. But every once in a while it sounds really good. So Big Black. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry if I was a little stiff or awkward or whatever. But hopefully I'll get back into regular videos. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.